Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and today we're going to take a look at CodeGuru, which is supposed to be able to analyze our code. When this service first came out, all it could do was Java, so I had zero interest in it. But apparently now it covers a bunch of languages: JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, and Ruby. Ruby is the one that I particularly like, and they've broken this up into three services. I think security is still in preview, so hopefully it will come out. And I did include the content, which I probably shouldn't have done, but those are our options. Down below, we have the reviewer, which connects to a repo, and then profiler, which does something. Let's go ahead and open up these demos and see if there's anything interesting that we can see in here. So here's an example of a profiler. Go view demo source code here. Okay. It doesn't tell me a whole much, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and connect a repo to this and see what will happen. So maybe what we'll do is first go to our reviewer because it suggests that we can connect a repo here. So I'll go back over to, CodeGuru here. And what we'll do is we'll drop down and go to reviewer. And I'm going to go ahead and see what I can attach. So we have code commit, Bitbucket, GitHub, or GitHub Enterprises. I'm going to use GitHub here today, and that's probably what most people are going to use. I'm going to go ahead and connect. You can see I have a lot of repos, so we'll go ahead and authorize that. And this region is not supported, so I need to switch to a different region. We'll go to North Virginia, which is the closest next region to me. It just happens to also be US East 1. I'll go ahead and choose a repo. Let's use the AWS examples one that we have been using throughout the course. And I want to just use whatever the default branch is, source branch. So I'm going to leave it alone, and maybe it'll just pick it up. And create an AWS CodeGuru reviewer YAML file. I don't really care about that. Let's go ahead and associate the repo and run the analysis. It wants to know what branch. I just want to do main. Okay, I thought it would autocomplete or pick up main by default. Apparently not. And there we go. I guess that's the one where we ran the demo. So I'm not exactly sure how long this takes to run, but I'll just wait until this is done, okay? I have no idea how long this takes. I was just kind of like Googling how long it takes, and it says it might take some time to process, which doesn't really help much. Here it's saying every 5 minutes. So we'll just have to be a little bit patient here and see how long it actually takes, okay? All right, so I'm back, and I'm not sure how long this took because I actually went out into the bush and did a bunch of stuff, but we'll say 5 minutes. Who knows? Does it tell us how long it took? Time created 15. Oh, so it took 3 minutes. So it didn't actually take that long. And here we have reviewed lines of code, and we'll go down below, and it has 39 recommendations. All right, so these are specific files that it's talking about. Let's click into this one here, line 53, because I do have a lot of YAML files. And, here I'm specifying this naked domain. And so it says ARN in the bucket policy contains hard-coded partition in the ARN or incorrectly placed pseudo parameters. Check resources if the ARN is used correctly. I'm looking at that and it looks totally fine. So, no, that's not really a major concern. I mean, I have a lot of YAML files in here, so it looks like it's going to tackle that. So, it does something. What I call is useful? No, not really. I don't particularly like this, but we'll go back over here and you can see that we can have CI/CD workflow. So it's not set up right now, but we could set it up. So I guess the idea here is that every time we push, it would then make new recommendations. I don't necessarily want to do that. Yeah, GitHub Actions. So reviewer will find issues in your Java or Python code, probably Ruby as well. Check against the top 10 OWASP. So we could add the GitHub Actions. Okay, so check out the repo, configure credentials, run code reviewer, and then upload the results. All right, so I mean, that's something it can do. I'm not really that interested in it. Let's go over to profiling groups and see what this is all about. Profiling groups oh yeah, because it doesn't really say anything here. We'll go ahead and create a new profiling group. So I'll just say my profiling group. Choose your compute. If your application runs on a compute platform other than AWS Lambda, such as EC2, I mean, I don't have an app that's running. This is for setting profiles, set microservices, find hotspots. CodeGuru is available for JVM and Python apps. So I'm not doing a JVM or Python app, so this is going to be completely useless to me. So I would say I don't care about this. Since it says profile, I imagine that you are basically configuring this, installing it on your compute machine, and it's going to analyze stuff. But down below we see JRuby, which is not exactly what we're using. So I guess this could do something. Here we can pip install the agent. Yeah, so I'm not really that interested in running this, but it's nice to see that this is something. I might do this as a separate video if I come back to this, but let's go take a look at our security options. We'll go to integrations, scan your repo. Okay, we'll go ahead and connect this then. Okay, we'll open up the CloudFormation template. So my security ops CodeGuru. And then I need to provide the exact one here. It's not specifying like, well, this is going to be GitHub. So this would be, go over here. It's going to be examples as such. It's probably just setting up a CodeStar connection. I'm going to leave that alone. Acknowledge this, create the stack. We'll see what resources it's creating. GitHub provider, yeah, exactly. So OIDC provider. Usually this is in CodeStar, or it has been in the past. So roles take a little bit of time to create. I'll be back here in just a moment. All right, so that is now complete. And so I don't know if this is actually connecting. I'm gonna go over to CodeStar because that's usually where these things show up. Usually there's like a CodeStar connections thing. I like how it's on the exam to learn about CodeStar, but they are getting rid of CodeStar projects, and it looks like they have maybe generically renamed the CodeStar connection away from there. Normally when we see those connections, it could also show up under maybe like Code Pipeline. So what I'm looking for is that GitHub establishment, because I'm assuming that I have to create a connection to it. Connections down below here. Okay, and I don't see one here, which I guess is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and just completely go through this. Create a custom workflow in GitHub. It always takes a GitHub workflow. Oh boy, I don't even want to do this. It's a lot of pain in the butt. So, you know what? I think the reviewer was sufficient. I can't imagine that there'll be any questions on security or profiler. If there is, I will make it separate videos on this, but at least we got an idea of what reviewer looks like. We didn't do any code here in our repo, so I guess that doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and just delete the repo. Okay. Just disassociate the repo. And I guess it just hangs around here. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.